Da dun, da dun, da 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 da. Hi, it's Barry. Today's the 50th anniversary of the release of Jaws in 1975, and I just want to take a moment just to talk about why this film is so important to me. I've told these stories a bunch of times, but I will probably continue to tell them, especially if you've never heard them before. When I was really little, I loved movies. I loved telling stories and I loved drawing. And, whenever I think about it, movies are kind of this interesting blend of the two. And I still love writing stories and I still love drawing too. But I remember going to our local Blockbuster around when I was about 6 years old. So this is the early 90s, and seeing the Jaws poster and being mesmerized by it. This must have been around what was probably the 20th or the 25th anniversary of the movie. Pretty much right after that, I saw the film for the first time, and it was a highly, highly, highly censored version of that film. How censored are we talking about? Well, the version I remember seeing had almost no blood in it. So just to give you an idea of how censored we're talking about, which is probably a good thing. But immediately, I was completely blown away by the movie. I saw all kinds of techniques, ways in which the camera worked that I'd never seen before in a movie. And I wanted to understand all of that. So I quickly got to work. I borrowed my parents' VHS-C camera, which if you've never seen that, this is what those cassette tapes look like, VHS-C. This is what I made some of my first movies on, or tapes just like this. I borrowed my parents' family video camera and got right to work teaching myself how to make movies and understanding a lot of the techniques I saw in Jaws. I had, little toy boats. I had action figures. I had toy sharks. I would even splice in footage from other Jaws movies. And for part of the soundtrack, I would use music from the Beach Boys, which I thought was really appropriate. But the other big thing I did was, as a family, we often went to the Baltimore Aquarium, or what's actually called the National Aquarium in Baltimore. And I would take the family video camera and I would film the sharks. And we'd be there. My folks could tell you, we were there for hours. well, enjoying ourselves, but also so that, I could do this. I'd film the sharks. I'd film the coral reefs. I'd film fish, making my own films and understanding a lot of the techniques that they did in Jaws. I think some of the other reasons the film impacted me the way it did was because, the story was great, the characters are great, it's such a great film. It's also terrifying, and it was really scary, and I nonetheless thought, if a film can have that kind of an impact on you, what else can it do? What else can a film help make you feel? How else can you connect with it? Maybe, film can help you connect with different perspectives. Maybe it can make you feel all kinds of different things. Also, the shark was scary. After the film, I fell in love with sharks, and I think partially it's because I wanted to understand them, and I wanted to understand what made them so scary, or even just understand them in general. I also fell in love with marine life, and it just kind of furthered my love for nature too. So those are some of the ways in which that the film impacted me so much. Also, throughout my whole life, I've made all kinds of short films. I'm in the middle of making my first feature-length film. And when I'm not doing that or raising my family, I also freelance as a director, a writer, cinematographer, and actor. And when I'm not doing any of that, I'm also a film teacher. And I've taught thousands of students how to make their own films. All of which is to say, this movie clearly had a big impact on me, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And it seems like a lot of people, we all have this kind of shared admiration for the film, which I think is really cool. So I wanted to say, happy 50th birthday, Jaws. Bye for now.